We've been in the industry for some time, but the industry now I think is changing quicker than it's ever changed. And where we've always kind of sat on the traditional side, digital now is booming, and we're very much in that digital space. And we're seeing that media budget spend is starting to very, very slowly move across from traditional into digital, and I think that's a big challenge for our customers. So agencies now are having to deal with the trust issue. I think there's a lot of advertisers don't necessarily trust digital yet, so our agencies are working well with them to educate them on the data that they can now have access to. And then where we come in is with our platforms, we integrate, because we're an agnostic platform, we integrate into lots of data sources. So we're working with our agencies to see what all these, I mean, here at Mexico there's 750 companies all sort of saying they've got the future of digital wrapped up, and we're trying to work out with our agencies, you know, what one should we be connecting to, where's going to provide real value for them to prove the ROI back to their advertiser. We predominantly work with agencies, although more and more now we are working with publishers, and we work with TV stations as well, so on the linear TV side. And agencies will use our system from planning right through to the bill pay. So even the creation of master data through to the collection of the ad server data, the first party figures, all happens in our system. And on the TV side, I think one of the biggest challenges is that convergence with video. And it's interesting because, you know, we are further ahead in some aspects in terms of a region in other European countries. Things like Sky AdSmart, I don't know if you've come across Sky AdSmart, you know, that's buying impressions on linear TV, so it's an element. And then video as well, there's all the you know, companies Freewheel and Videology and all those great companies that we work with. But the actual convergence of those two is a big challenge for our agencies, and I think the way the UK works, I think it's 96% of linear TV spots achieve 1 or less rating. So you would think, you know, there's room for greater automation in there, and let's look at the way the video is traded, look at the impression rates, and can we migrate some of that across. But I think the video can still learn from the linear side as well, because, you know, it's got a tried and trusted model and there's measurements in there. So the challenges that I see is one is you've got two methods that are bought and sold very differently. So we have platforms within Mediaocean that can handle both ways that they are being bought and sold. But our agencies now are planning media. And they don't, you know, if you think of the consumer, they're not thinking about, I watched this on linear TV last night, or I'm watching this on a digital connected device. It's media consumption. And so the agencies now are thinking like the consumer, and they're set up in their screen teams as opposed to a TV team and a video team. But we need to now look at the way that is bought and sold, because, you know, we have platforms that can serve both, which is obviously great. But as they merge together, we need to work with agencies to do that. And part of the issue then is measurement as well, because the planning and buying is one part, and the other side is the measurement, because there isn't something where you can compare apples for apples right now. Sky are, I think, you know, leaping ahead. They've got the set-top boxes, they've got the data, they can, and they're doing that right now. And I think what I've noticed working with some of the agencies is brought in new advertisers to TV, because there are advertisers in local parts of the UK who wouldn't necessarily have advertised on television, who can now target the remote part of Brighton that buys this household that buys this certain cars. They can target those, so they're making great strides. I think where the UK needs to catch up is access to other set-top boxes. So other companies such as Virgin, I know they're doing something, but these things take time. And I know it took Sky time, but it's tried and tested, and it now works. And then you've obviously got ITV, which is a massive part of UK television, where you can't necessarily, there is no set-top box data. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I think there is definitely space for greater automation. When you've got 96% of all spots achieving 1 or less television rating, that needs to be better automated. The big challenge is the remaining 4% is probably 80% of the media spend. And all the time you've got the upfronts and the share deals, it's going to be, you know, there's always going to be that element that's going to be bought premium. You know, it's not ever going to be bought, and it's not going to be bought anytime soon programmatically. So I think the biggest thing for the TV market, to make it more like with the video, so you can plan and buy together, is the greater automation between the two. So for us, working with our customers, it's around a platform where you can plan your video and your TV as one, and if it has to for the foreseeable future go off in separate directions behind the scenes to bring that information back, then great for our agencies.